Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you are here. Let me ask you a question. Do you know someone who loves books more than anything else? Maybe it's you. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's a child who reads under a blanket at night, with a flashlight, when the world is asleep. Some people play games. Some watch TV. But some people, they open a book and go to a different world. In today's story, we will meet a boy like that. His name is Arif. His name is Arif. He does not have a lot of toys. He does not have a phone or video games. But he has something very special. He has books. And he loves them, but this is not just a story. This is a lesson. You will learn real English, not textbook English. You will learn simple sentences, everyday words, and how to talk about your feelings, hobbies, and dreams. You will also learn how to tell your own story, just like Arif learns to tell his. This story is for beginners. That means you do not need big grammar or long vocabulary lists. You just need to listen, read, and enjoy. We will go with Arif from his small quiet room, to a place full of books, to a dream that grows inside him. You will see how one book can change everything. And maybe, just maybe, it will inspire you too. So stay with me. Don't skip. Don't stop. Each chapter is easy to follow, and each one teaches you something new. Are you ready? Let's begin our journey with The Boy Who Loved Books. Chapter E. The Quiet Room. Arif lives in a small house. The house has only 2 rooms. One is for cooking and eating. The other is for sleeping, reading, and dreaming. Arif shares this home with his mother. They do not have many things. They do not have a big TV. They do not have fancy chairs or a soft sofa. But they have enough. In Arif's room, there is one old wooden bed. It makes a small sound when he sits on it. Next to the bed, there is a little table. The table has some pencils, one sharpener, a notebook, and a cup of tea that is sometimes cold before Arif drinks it. On the wall, there is a wooden shelf. On this shelf, there are books, many books. Some books are thin, some are thick. Some are new, but most are old. Their covers are faded. Their pages are yellow. Some pages are torn. But Arif loves every book. These books are his treasure. After school, Arif comes home, washes his hands, eats something, and goes straight to the shelf. He picks a book. Sometimes, he chooses a book he has read many times. Sometimes, he chooses one he does not know well. He sits on his bed and opens the book slowly, carefully. The room is quiet. Outside, there are children playing. Some are shouting. Some are laughing. But Arif stays in his room. He is not sad. He is not lonely. He is peaceful. He is happy with his books. His mother sometimes watches him from the kitchen. She smiles. She knows that Arif is not just reading. He is traveling. He is flying to faraway places. He is meeting people from different lands. He is learning new words, new ideas, and new dreams. One day, Arif takes a book from the shelf. It is old. The cover is brown and the title is almost gone. He opens the first page. The paper is dry. The words are a little hard to read. But Arif reads slowly, word by word. Then he turns to the next page. Suddenly, he sees something strange. One page is torn. It is half missing. Arif stops. He touches the page gently. The edge is rough, like it was pulled many years ago. There is a line of words that ends with, and the key was hidden under. That's it. The rest is gone. Arif's eyes grow wide. He closes the book. Then he opens it again, as if the page might return. But it does not. The page is still missing. He holds the book in his hands. He looks at the cover. Who read this book before him? Who tore that page? Why was it torn? Was it by mistake or on purpose? Did someone hide the key? Did someone find it? Arif lies back on his bed, the book open on his chest. He looks at the ceiling. The fan turns slowly above him. His mind is full of pictures. He sees a boy like him, long ago, reading this same book. Havery. He sees a girl running through a garden, looking for the key. He sees a hand taking the page and hiding it in a secret place. He smiles. He is not just reading a story. He is inside it now. After some time, his mother calls, Arif, it's time to eat. He does not hear her at first. Then she calls again. Arif wakes from his thoughts. He puts the book back on the shelf, not because the story is finished, but because it has just begun in his mind. He knows he will think about it all evening, maybe even tomorrow, maybe longer. At the dinner table, Arif tells his mother about the torn page. She listens. She nods. Maybe the story is now yours to finish, she says. Arif looks at her. Her words stay in his heart. That night, before sleeping, Arif takes a notebook and writes, the key was hidden under. He does not know what comes next, but he will find it. The room is still quiet. The book is back on the shelf. But something has changed. A small door has opened in Arif's mind and in his heart. And that is the beginning of many stories to come. Chapter Arf in a World Inside Pages. Arif sits on his bed with a book in his hands. The room around him is quiet, small, and plain. The walls are bare. The floor is hard. There is one window, and the sun shines through it. The fan spins slowly above him. But when Arif opens the book, everything begins to change. Not in the room, but in his mind. He reads the first line. It says, the first line. The sky was red, and the sea was full of fire. Arif stops. He closes his eyes. He imagines a sky, not blue, but red, deep and full of light. He sees waves that are orange and gold. He feels wind on his face. even though the fan is the only wind in the room. In that moment, Arif is not in his small house. He is in a world far away. Every day after school, Arif opens a different book, and every day, a new world opens with it. Sometimes he is in a forest, with trees so tall he cannot see the sky. Sometimes he is in a city of glass, where people fly instead of walk. Sometimes he is in a desert with only one tree and one secret. Under the sand. Books are like doors. When Arif opens a book, it is like opening a door to a new place. He doesn't need to move. He just needs to read. That is the power of words. Arif learns new verbs from his books. He learns climb, run, hide, fly, build, fight, save, and many more. These are not just words in a list. He feels the meaning of each word. When the story says, "The boy climbed the mountain," Arif climbs with him. When the story says, "The girl flew across the sky," Arif spreads his arms and flies too. In his mind, he reads one book that changes something inside him. It is about a girl named Lila. She is not strong. She is not tall. But one day, her village is in danger. A fire comes close. People run. They cry. But Lila does not run. She takes a small bucket, fills it with water, and throws it on the fire. It is not enough. She runs to the well again and again. Soon, others join her. The fire is big, but together they stop it. Arif reads every word with wide eyes. He feels every step Lila takes. He sees her tired hands, her wet face, her brave heart. And when the story ends, Arif closes the book and stares at the ceiling. For a long time, he says nothing. Then he whispers, "I want to be brave like Lila." That is the spike moment. The moment the story touches Arif deeply. It is not just a good story. It is a lesson. It is an idea. It is a dream growing inside him. Arif picks up his notebook. He writes, "One day, a boy found a small fire in the forest." He does not finish the sentence. Not yet, but the idea is there. In his mind, he begins to write his own story, a story where he is the brave one. Books do more than entertain Arif. They teach him. They give him words to describe how he feels. They help him say things he did not know how to say before. I imagine. I dream. I see. I want. These are not just sentences. They are new windows in his world. His mother sees him reading again and again. She asks, "Do you get tired of reading?" Arif smiles and shakes his head. "No," he says. "Each book is a new place." That night, Arif dreams of fire, like in the story. But he is not afraid. He is holding a bucket, just like Lila. He is running through the village, calling others to help. And just like her, he saves the day. The next morning, Arif wakes up. The room is still the same. The old bed, the wooden table, the small shelf. But something inside Arif feels different. Bigger. Braver. He eats his breakfast and gets ready for school. Before he leaves, he turns to the shelf and looks at the book about Lila. He puts his hand on the cover. Then he picks another book. A new one. Another door waiting to open. Chapter 10. The Book Fair. One morning at school, Arif hears something exciting. His teacher says, "Next week there will be a book fair in our town." A book fair. Arif hears the words again in his head. He whispers, "A book fair?" quietly to himself. He has never been to a book fair. He knows what a fair is. There are games, lights, people, music, and food. But a book fair? That sounds like a fair made of books. It sounds like magic. On the way home, Arif walks faster than usual. He is full of energy. His bag is heavy, but he does not care. He runs inside the house. "Ammi!" he calls. "There's going to be a book fair next week. Can we go? Please, please?" His mother is cooking in the small kitchen. She looks at Arif. "A book fair?" she asks. "Yes," Arif says. "On Sunday. Just one day." She smiles, but her face looks a little tired. "If you help me this week, clean the house, study hard, and help with the cooking, then yes, we will go." Arif's eyes shine. "Really?" he asks. "Really?" his mother says. From that moment, Arif works harder than ever. On Monday, he wakes up early. He makes his bed. He helps wash the dishes. After school, he finishes his homework without being told. On Tuesday, he helps clean the floor. On Wednesday, he learns how to cut vegetables. On Thursday, he helps wash clothes. Every day, he asks, "What can I do next?" His mother is surprised. "You are like a different boy," she says with a laugh. Arif smiles. "I have a goal," he says. Each evening, he puts a small Dexon in his notebook. One check mark for every job he does. He says to himself, "I will go to the book fair. I will see it with my own eyes." Finally, Sunday arrives. Arif wakes up before sunrise. He puts on clean clothes. He checks his pockets. He has saved a few coins from the lunch money his mother gives him. It's not much, but he hopes it is enough to buy one small book. His mother takes his hand, and they walk together. The streets are busy. People are going to the market, to the mosque, to visit family. But Arif and his mother walk in one direction, to the school field where the book fair is set up. As they get closer, Arif sees a big banner. It says, "Book fair today. Welcome!" And then he sees it. Rows and rows of tables. On each table are books. Red books, blue books, thick books, tiny books, picture books, story books, and even books in other languages. There are children, parents, teachers, and many people Arif doesn't know. Some people are reading. Some are buying. Some are just smiling. Arif stops walking. His mouth opens. His heart feels big inside his chest. His eyes move left and right, trying to look at everything. It's more beautiful than he imagined. Come on, his mother says. Let's look around. They walk through the rows. Arif picks up a book with a tiger on the cover. Then one with stars. Then one with a boy holding a sword. Every book feels like a door. Every cover is a promise. He asks the man at the table, "How much is this one?" The man tells him the price. Arif counts his coins. He doesn't have enough for that book. But then on the next table, he sees a box that says, "Used books, half price." Arif looks inside. He finds an old book with golden letters. The cover says, "The Star Clock." He opens and reads the first line. He opens it and reads the first line. At midnight, the stars began to move. Arif feels something. That feeling when a story pulls you in. He looks at his coins. It's just enough. He buys the book and holds it close like it's a gift. As they walk home, Arif holds his mother's hand. "Thank you," he says. "You earned it," she says. "You worked hard," Arif nods. "I will read this book today, tonight, maybe the whole week." That night, he sits on his bed. The book is in his lap. The room is quiet, but his heart is loud, full of joy. The book fair is over. But for Arif, the real story is just beginning. Chapter 2. One special book. The sun is high in the sky. The book fair is full of people. There is noise all around. Footsteps, talking. The sound of pages turning. But Arif feels quiet inside. He is not here to just look. He is here to find something. He doesn't know what the book looks like. He doesn't know the name, but he knows he will feel it when he sees it. He walks slowly past the tables. There are many books. Some are new, with shiny covers. Some are thick, with gold writing. Some books have animals, some have spaceships, some have laughing children on the front. Arif touches the books gently. He opens a few, reads the first line, then puts them back. Not this one, he thinks. At one stall, he sees a big sign, "Used books, cheap prices." He walks closer. These books are not shiny. Some are old. Some are missing covers. Some are dusty. But Arif does not care. He believes that old books can still hold new adventures. He runs his fingers across the spines. One book catches his eye. It is small. The cover is dark blue. The corners are bent. The title is written in gold. But it is fading. He wipes the dust gently with his hand and reads the name Parctice, the Star Clock. He says the name quietly to himself, the Star Clock. He doesn't know why, but the name feels beautiful. He opens the book. The first page is yellow. The words are printed in small letters. He reads the first line parctice. At midnight, the stars began to move. Something happens inside him. He does not know what this story is about yet, but it already feels different. It feels like it is calling him. He looks at the seller. "How much is this one?" Arif asks. The man looks at the book. "That one? It's old. You can take it for 20 rupees. Arif takes out the coins he saved. He counts them carefully. He has exactly 20 rupees. Not one coin more. He smiles. "I'll take it," he says. The man puts the book in a paper bag. "Enjoy?" he says. Arif takes the bag in both hands. It feels light, but also important. His mother is waiting near the food stall. He walks to her, smiling. "Did you find something?" she asks. "Yes," Arif says. "One book. The right one." That night, after dinner, Arif takes a bath and puts on his nightshirt. He sits on his bed with the paper bag in front of him. The fan turns above him. The moonlight comes through the window. The house is quiet. His mother is already asleep. He opens the bag and takes out the book. He runs his hand over the cover. Then he opens to the first page. He begins to read. At midnight, the stars began to move. Not slowly, like before, but quickly, like they were in a hurry. And in a small village, a boy named Adil looked up and saw them dance. Arif's eyes are wide. He turns the page. Adil knew this was not a dream. The stars were real, and they were sending him a message. Arif forgets everything else. He forgets the time. He forgets the heat. He forgets the world. The only thing that exists now is the story. He turns page after page. The book is full of wonder. Adil travels across deserts, talks to a bird who knows the future, and learns to read the stars like a map. There are puzzles, secrets, and a clock that shows not time, but dreams. Arif does not stop reading. He does not blink much. He is afraid he will miss something. His heart beats fast. His fingers grip the pages. He doesn't want the story to end, but he can't stop. He needs to know what happens next. When he reads the last line, it is already morning, and when the clock stopped, Adil knew the journey was not over. It had just begun. Arif closes the book slowly. He looks around. The fan is still turning. The light outside is soft and new. The sky is light blue. Birds are singing. He didn't sleep, but he is not tired. He feels full of feelings, full of thoughts, full of dreams. He hugs the book close to his chest and whispers, "This book found me." And he knows something has changed. Inside him, something is awake. Something that wants to dream more, read more, and maybe one day write too. Chapter Wove. Sharon the story. After many nights reading the star clock, Arif finishes the book. He feels happy and proud. The story was wonderful. It gave him dreams and ideas. Now he wants to share this magic with others. The next morning, Arif wakes up early. He carefully puts the book in his school bag. At school, he feels excited. He cannot wait to tell his classmates about the story. At the first break, Arif sits with his friends. He opens the book and says, "I finished this book last night. It is very good. It talks about stars and dreams." Some children listen quietly. Some children laugh and say, "Books are boring." Arif feels a little sad, but he doesn't stop. Then a boy named Rafi raises his hand and asks, "Can I read it too?" Arif smiles. "Yes, you can," he says. Rafi takes the book and opens it carefully. He looks at the pictures and reads a few lines aloud. Other children start to watch. They become interested. Soon, Arif has a new idea. During lunch, he says, "Let's make a reading circle. We can share stories and read together." Some children say, "Good idea." Some say, "Okay, I will join." Others say, "Maybe next time." Arif feels happy. He has started something new, something small, but important. The next day, at lunchtime, Arif brings the star clock to the schoolyard. He sits on a bench under the big tree. Rafi sits next to him, holding the book carefully. One by one, other children come closer. Maya, a quiet girl, sits down. Ahmed, a boy who loves drawing, comes too. Soon there are 5 children in the circle. Arif opens the book and reads the first page. He speaks slowly and clearly. Everyone listens. After a few minutes, Rafi takes the book and reads the next page. Then Maya reads another page. They all take turns. They read, ask questions, and talk about the story. Arif feels proud. He is not alone now. The story is alive in many minds. The teacher, Miss Sana, walks by and smiles. She says, "What a wonderful idea, Arif. Reading together is fun." Arif feels happy and a little shy. He says, "Thank you, Miss Sana." At school, the reading circle becomes popular. More children want to join. Arif brings other books from home too. Stories about animals, adventures, and faraway places. Sometimes children bring their own books. They share stories from their families and cultures. Arif learns new words and ideas. He listens to others and improves his English. Reading becomes a way to make friends and learn. One afternoon, the principal visits the reading circle. She says, "I am very proud of you, Arif. You have started something special. You brought books and stories to school. This is a great example for everyone." Arif feels proud. He remembers when he was quiet and shy. Now, he is a leader, a boy who loves books and shares stories. At home, Arif tells his mother about the reading circle. She smiles and says, "I am very happy. You are helping others to love reading too." One evening, Arif sits quietly. He looks at the star clock on his table. He thinks about the children who read the book. He smiles quietly to himself. He feels warm inside. He knows this is only the beginning. One book, one story, but many hearts touched. Arif closes his eyes and dreams about the next book. Maybe he will write his own story one day. Reading, sharing, dreaming. This is his new journey. Chapter Lu. Da dream is born. Every Friday, Arif feels excited. He knows that today is the day to bring a new book to school. He looks on his shelf, chooses carefully, and packs the book in his bag. The children in his reading circle wait for him. They want to see what story Arif has for them this week. At school, during lunch break, the reading circle gathers under the big tree. Arif opens the new book and begins to read. The children listen carefully, ask questions, and share their thoughts. The group is growing, and the joy of reading is spreading. One day, Miss Sana, the teacher, comes to the reading circle. She watches the children, happy and engaged. After the session, she says softly to Arif, "You have a special talent, Arif. You read well, and you bring stories to life. Have you ever thought about writing your own story?" Arif looks surprised. He has never thought about writing a story before. "Me? Write a story?" he asks quietly. "Yes," says Miss Sana. "You have many ideas and dreams. Writing your own story can be a wonderful way to share them." Arif thinks about the books he has read. He remembers the characters, the adventures, and the magic. He wonders if he can create a story like that too. That night, after dinner, Arif sits at his small desk in his quiet room. He takes his notebook and a pencil. The room is peaceful. The moonlight shines softly through the window. Arif opens the notebook and writes slowly. Third act. Once there was a boy who loved books. He stops and thinks. He smiles. The words feel good. They feel right. He writes more he read every day. He dreamed of faraway places and great adventures. Arif's hand moves quickly now. He writes about a boy who finds magic in books, who makes friends, and who shares stories. He writes about hopes and dreams, about courage and kindness. Writing is new for Arif, but it feels exciting. He is telling his own story. The next day, Arif brings his notebook to school. During the reading circle, he says, "I want to share something different today. It is my story. It is not a book, but it is mine." The children listen with surprise and curiosity. Arif reads his short story aloud. His voice is soft but clear. When he finishes, there is silence. Then one child claps. Another child smiles. Soon, the whole group claps and cheers. Miss Sana looks proud. "Very good, Arif. You wrote a wonderful story. Keep writing." Arif feels happy and confident. He has taken a big step. He is not just a reader now, he is a writer too. Weeks go by. Arif writes more stories. He learns new words and phrases. He asks his teacher to help him improve. He practices every day. At home, his mother sees the change. She says, Arif, your stories are beautiful. You are very talented. Arif feels proud. He thinks about all the books he has read, all the stories he has heard, and now his own stories. One evening, Arif cleans his room. He looks at his bookshelf. On it, he sees the star clock, the old, dusty book that started everything. He takes his notebook with his stories. He places it carefully on the shelf, right next to the star clock. He looks at the two books. One is full of magic and dreams from someone else. The other is full of his own words and hopes. Arif smiles quietly. His heart is full. He knows this is only the beginning of his journey, a journey of reading, writing, and dreaming. He feels ready for whatever comes next, because now he has a dream, and he knows that dreams can come true. Did this story touch your heart? Durban, did you learn something new and simple, easy English? If your answer is yes, then please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Your support helps me create more stories that make learning English fun and meaningful. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me, do you love books like Arif? What is your favorite story? Or maybe you have a dream you want to follow, just like he does. I read every comment and love hearing from you. Let's keep learning English together through stories that inspire and teach us. See you in the next video.